Welcome to Tools, Tech, and Gear. I'm Seth. I'm standing out here in my workshop where I have already installed 17 of the Amico Recessed LED lights with Nightlight feature. I thought that I would bring you along for installing the very last one. So let's open up the box and show you what these look like and then get to work installing it here in my workshop. Let's do an unboxing here. Now keep in mind I've already pulled out most of them because I've installed them already. Now I purchased the 12-pack and the 6-pack on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description down below. In the package, they come with a hole so you know what size to cut out. This is a 6-inch hole. My hole saw is actually 6 1/4, and I have found that to work really well. So I recommend that. There's also a nice booklet that will show you information about the lights and how to install them. A lot of information front and back here. Now, this is a dimmable light, and it gives you the brands and models of dimmable lights here. I actually had one of these and tried it, and it did not work. It had a loud humming or buzzing sound, so maybe try one of the ones with the 4.5 stars instead of the 4 stars, and it might do better. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up this box here. Now, there's only going to be one left in this because I've already installed all the rest, but inside of the package, you get 2 pieces. The recessed light, which is right here, and that has 2 clips on the side, as you can see right there and right over here. There is a very thin foam, which is really easy to peel off, so be careful with that. And that is meant to help prevent drafts from getting through, but also keep bugs out. So yeah, like I said, that thing comes off really easy. It's kind of annoying and frustrating to get that on whenever you're up in the air. So here's the Amico logo right there across the plate, and this is where you connect to the control box. The Nightlight feature, which we'll check out here in a minute, is the ring around the edge, and then the diffused light for the LED panel here on the front. Now, as far as the control box goes, it's got the cord here, which allows you to connect to the LED, and that just has a threaded bit right there. Now, this has the options to change in 5 different colors: 2700K, 3000, 3500, 4000, and 5000. For all of my lights here in the studio, I have moved this over to the 5000 setting. So on the box, you open up right here, and it will have 3 of these little push fittings. I call them Wago, but I think they're an off-brand. And then you can access your ground, black, and neutral wires right in there. And there are also places that you can knock out to put your wires in there. So we will get to that in just a moment. I have a shelf going all the way around my workshop, and this is where I'm going to have the can light resting. I want this to be right in the middle of the shelf, so I'm going to measure out here to find the 9.5-inch mark. And now I'm going to be using a 6 1/4-inch hole saw with a drill. This thing is very powerful, so I have to be careful to hold it with both hands to get this to work properly. There we go, a nice 6 1/4-inch hole. Now I have the convenience of working from above, but you may be installing your light from down below. The first step is to get the control box installed. And so I've got a wire connector here, which is going to go into one of the knockouts on the side. So I can just bend back that tab until that comes off of there and just discard that. Place that adapter in here. And then I also need to get the threaded bit on the back side. I'm going to get both sets of these wires through that connector. Now I can use a screwdriver to tighten that down. Now in the box there are 3 whites, 3 blacks, and 3 grounds. So I'm going to get those connected using the included little push connectors here. So I've got this little connector right here. So let's just go ahead and start with the neutral, which is the white. Going to press that wire in there, and then I'm going to locate the other two neutral wires and get those pressed in as well. Now the green wire in this box is the ground, so I'm going to do that one next here. And then lastly, the black wires are also going to go through one of these connectors. There's enough space in the box that you can close the lid there to keep all of those wires hidden. Now it's time to get the actual LED installed. I'm going to make sure that the little gasket is as straight as I can get it here. This one's pretty bent out of shape. So from the underside, I'm going to make sure that the wire is through and then pull one of the springs up and get that to connect. And then it's going to be hard for you to see up under this box, but I'm just going to pull the other spring up so that it comes through the hole, and then I can simply pop that into place just like that. And then lastly, this cable needs to be connected here. There is a little notch in there you have to line up, and then this piece right here will just spin into place. Here's what the control box looks like. There is the recessed light right there, and it has been connected right here, as you can see. And now we can flip the switch to see how we've done. There we go. The light is now on. As you can see, so are the other three in this circuit over there. Now with this light, I can actually flip the switch off for a second and then back on to change over to the Nightlight mode. And you can see right there, that is shining through and looking pretty cool. And then if I want to turn it back down for a second, back up, and there you go. Now let's adjust the color temperature here so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to adjust the color temperature on the back of the box so you can see that change. Hopefully you can see that difference there. I'm going to keep everything on the 5000 to match. I've turned the other lights off here in my building so you can see how bright those three are right there. They are looking pretty good. Now if you want to see the Nightlight feature, we can check that out as well. So once again, you just hold this down for a second and then back on to see the Nightlight feature. There we go. Certainly enough light to have a party by or whatever you're wanting to do with those. Now I've also installed a bunch over here as well, so let me show you what these look like. So nice and bright. Let me step back. This is the same brand. And then I'll show you the Nightlight feature on all of these as well. I think they're pretty cool. Hopefully you do as well. I've installed a total of 18 of these recessed lights here in my workshop. To do that, I used this hole saw. I will keep a link to this video down below if you want to check this out. I highly recommend that you use a hole saw if you're going to be installing a bunch of these. Honestly, even just a couple of them, it's worth buying a hole saw. Now, the full brightness on these lights uses 12 watts, and the Nightlight version I think was 3 watts. So keep that in mind, and the total you can have in a single string I think was 150 watts worth. Now in the little booklet I mentioned that you can get the dimmer switches, and they have the information on those here. I was looking, and the model I had on my dimmer switch was 1 letter off, so that probably made a difference, but check that first. So if you want to look at getting these, I have a link to the Amazon page down below. I bought all of these with my own money, so it's not a sponsored item. And so far they have been working quite well here in my studio space. I'm Seth with Tools, Tech, and Gear, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.